Amakhosi, imagine one of the players who has caused Kaizer Chiefs so many problems over the years, suddenly wearing the gold and black. Imagine THEMBINKOSI LORCH walking out at NATURena as a Kaizer Chiefs player. That is the transfer possibility getting fans talking right now. LORCH has been linked with a sensational return to South African football, and Kaizer Chiefs have emerged as a possible destination. Reports have even suggested that the 33-year-old has been around the Amakhosi setup recently. But let's be clear, Amakhosi, this is not a confirmed Kaizer Chiefs signing. LORCH remains contracted to Al Ittihad Tripoli, so there is still a long way to go before we can call this a real transfer. However, if Chiefs somehow manage to pull it off, this would be one of the most dramatic transfers in recent Amakhosi history. And there is a reason why. LORCH knows Kaizer Chiefs better than most attacking players in South Africa. For years, he was one of the biggest threats in the Soweto Derby, scoring 7 goals against Amakhosi. Now imagine that same player on our side. Instead of Chiefs defenders trying to stop LORCH, the opposition would have to worry about him. And that is exactly why this move would be so interesting from a football perspective. Chiefs need attacking players who can create something when a match becomes difficult. LORCH has that ability. He can play from wide areas, move inside, take on defenders, create chances and produce moments of individual quality. For a team trying to compete at the top again, that kind of experience can be extremely valuable. But there is also a big question. What happens to players like Mduduzi Shabalala and Wandile Duba? Both are young attackers who need regular football and development. Bringing in a player with LORCH's reputation could increase competition for places immediately. And honestly, that competition could be a good thing. At Kaizer Chiefs, nobody should have a guaranteed starting position simply because of their name. If LORCH arrives, Shabalala, Duba, and the other attackers would have to fight for their places. That could push everybody to another level. But there is another issue Amakhosi fans cannot ignore. LORCH is 33. Chiefs must decide whether they want to invest heavily in an experienced player who can potentially make an immediate impact, or continue building around younger players who can serve the club for many years. And then there is the financial side. LORCH is reportedly on a substantial salary in Libya, meaning any deal would have to make financial sense for Chiefs. So while the idea sounds exciting, it is not as simple as saying, bring LORCH to NATURena. There would have to be negotiations, financial considerations, and, most importantly, a clear football reason for making the move. But imagine the storyline if it actually happened. LORCH has played for Orlando Pirates. He has played for Mamelodi Sundowns. And if he joined Kaizer Chiefs, he would become one of the rare players to represent all 3 of South Africa's biggest clubs. And then comes the ultimate test, the Soweto Derby. Imagine LORCH facing Pirates in gold and black. The player who once broke Chiefs' hearts now trying to break Orlando Pirates' hearts? That would be absolutely explosive. But Amakhosi, don't get carried away just yet. The latest information does not make this a done deal. LORCH is still contracted in Libya, and the situation around his future remains something to watch. So now I want your opinion. If Kaizer Chiefs had a realistic opportunity to sign THEMBINKOSI LORCH, would you take him? Would you sacrifice some of the youth development for a proven player with big match experience? Or do you believe Chiefs should spend that money on a younger attacker? Tell me in the comments, because this one could divide Amakhosi supporters. And if you want more Kaizer Chiefs transfer updates, make sure you subscribe to the Amakhosi Zone, hit that like button, and share this video with another Glamour Boy supporter. Because whether LORCH eventually arrives at NATURena or this remains only a transfer possibility, one thing is clear. Kaizer Chiefs need to get their recruitment right. The rebuilding continues. The pressure is enormous, and every player who walks through those NATURena gates must understand what that gold and black badge represents. This is Kaizer Chiefs, this is Amakhosi, and the Glamour Boys are coming for the top again.